Good evening, everyone. Each and every one of you. From Tom, Dick, and Harry to Thomas, Richard, and Harold, and everyone in between. Happy Monday to all those who celebrate it. If you do celebrate it, get out. You're not welcome here. Not really. You're still welcome here, even if you erroneously believe that Mondays should exist. Um, Breaking into a little pile of mathematical documentaries in the DVD collection right now. You are an actual worm. That's true. Just finished an Onimusha movie as well, actually. Interesting. But first and foremost, Nestor, here is your one of a kind, artisanal, bespoke, handcrafted, and lead glazed hello. It'll drive you crazy. But, I mean, come on. It's like the flavors that you can get out of it, they're just worth it, you know? A little heavy metal poisoning never hurt anybody. For you, let's see. For today, I think I'm going to channel the late, great Gilbert Gottfried. And I'm going to say, oh, well, if it isn't Glacier Nestor. So happy to see you here. Oh, no, don't get up. Not on my account. Oh, please, make yourself comfortable. I'm just gonna continue to be a parrot, a duck. I'm gonna make incredibly crass commentary and comedic things. I'm gonna have that one funny bit where I read 50 Shades of Grey. There you go. Turns down volume just in case. Turns volume back up because actually this is good. Uh, Say, has anyone heard my parrot? I can swear. Oh, I've been talking hey Teresa, how's it going? Prin, don't think I didn't notice you up there. You've been warned. You know what this means. You're in the timeout shelf now. Enjoy solitary isolation. Thought freed. Wait, no, what are you doing? Prin, stop. No. Ow. 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 Look, stop it. Stop it. Oh, God. No. Not like this. Ah. It hurts so much. Oh, God, no. This is how I die. Ah, right in my eyes. Ow, 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 ow. I can't take any more. Oh, God, no. Is she gone? Is she gone? Oh, Oh god, I got that weird thing in the back of my head again. Alright, I think the coast is clear. What a stupid bit. What a stupid bit. Why do you people watch this? uh you say that like smart bits exist. Uh I'm sure that there are some. You say that about all the bits. Yeah, cuz they're all dumb. I've never done a smart thing in my life. Oh well. I would clip all this if not juggling discs where I mean I did also spread it out, so I think it would be an unwieldy clip to clip anyway. I need to get my pacing faster in respect for the time and diligence of our clip master general. Uh but yeah, how's everybody's day going? Hopefully it wasn't too bad. I had a fun case of insomnia last night. It was real great, totally awesome. Finally managed to pass out around like 4:30, 5 in the morning. Wake up at 7:30 when my son wakes me up early, ahead of his alarm, but I misread the time thinking that it's actually late. And so I wake up in a absolute panic thinking that we're running 30 minutes behind when in fact we're running 30 minutes early. Uh Freak out, go lay back down. And then I don't know why. I don't know why. Is anybody else like this? Like you're tired, you get woken up early, and you're like, I'm gonna go back to bed. And you know that it's not gonna do anything for you. You know that you're not gonna meaningfully rest in that remaining 30 minutes. It's not gonna do any good for you. But you do it anyway. Because you're like, maybe this will be the time. Maybe the stars will align and I will find the cheat code to unlock rest in 30 minutes. It's a performative nap. It's cosplay. It's protest against the concept of time itself. All right. Good to know. Um yeah, then I had somebody that I was working with, like not a bad person or anything like that, but definitely like making a whole lot more work for me right now, and I'm just like, listen, like you gotta like you gotta stop badgering me right now, okay? Like I will get this to you, but you're like asking me 30 questions in like 5 minutes, and like I got other stuff to do today, so I'm gonna like just stop responding to you, and I'll like feed you information when I have it. uh and it's for grant funding, so it's not like I can ignore it is the problem. But I'm just like, is this a priority for me this morning? No. No, it's not. My priority is sitting on my couch, getting on my laptop, typing up stuff, and eating the McDonald's that I ordered. So, yeah. But then after that, the evening's been pretty good. I remembered I didn't make a schedule image last night and frantically hammered one out. Sorry, I have to stare at the wall for 10 minutes. Yeah, exactly. It's a calibration procedure. Very important. Ugh. But, you know, Monday's over. one more day down. You know, count your blessings where you can. This weekend was pretty good for me. Had my anniversary, and went out for dinner, to a fancy little steakhouse. God, it was so good. We got like I had a really nice like old fashioned, like a smoked old fashioned there, and there was like a macadamia crusted brie, with like a balsamic reduction, and I got a nice filet mignon there, and what was the other thing that I got? The thing that I was the most jazzed about was a really really good bread pudding there. So it was a good time. The there's unfortunately limits to like how much like you can really do for an anniversary when you don't have like childcare. So you have to bring a child with you to a fancy restaurant and like have to struggle with like being like, I want a cheeseburger, and it's like, okay, it's like, but I also want steak. Can I get the steak as a side? And it's like, no, you can't get steak as a side to a cheeseburger. That's not how sides work. It's like, well, I want both, and it's like trying to get a 7.5-year-old to understand that you literally eat cheeseburgers every week, boss. Like turf and turf. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, and it's just one of those things where I'm like, I get you. Like, I understand that you're like a little bit apprehensive, but you've had steak before, bud. You know you like steak. So, like, if you want steak, this is a fancy occasion. We've saved up for this. Go get a steak. But like he just cannot handle the concept of opportunity cost. He cannot handle having to give up something, and it's we're gonna have to get there at some point. They taught me how to juggle and paid me candy for it, which I deserved. Excellent. I am not sure what a marbles is, so I'm gonna have to look that up at some point. Also, just for you, Hexavexagon. I do love the music video for this. It's very good. Thank you for recommending that to me. But what else? I wonder if this ever actually got fixed. Let me check something. Nope, still borked. Of course it is. Stupid thing. Uh, Marbles is kind of a perfect buffet experience, but also with like a vibe that runs on child logic. Okay, okay, all right. Uh, Aside from that, pretty lazy weekend. Not a whole lot. Probably should have done more like cleaning and chores and stuff like that. But it's one of those things where it's like it's a celebration weekend, and I don't want to fucking do anything. Uh, what else? What else have I got going on? Not really a whole lot. Um, this week though, obviously we've got DOS Boxing Day today, backed by popular demand. We've got a little bit more Carmen Sandiego, but this time we're going to be playing the American Past. You asked for it. You demanded it. You wanted time, but a very specific geographic constraint of time. So take that, everybody that doesn't live in fucking America. Starts chanting USA and pounding my desk. Um, because an 11-year-old from Idaho asked for it. Hey, don't think of this as you getting screwed over, Hex of Hexagon. Think of this as an opportunity to learn about America so that you can understand your enemy and destroy it. What else? Wednesday, obviously, we've got Gunch. And for anybody that doesn't know, Guild Wars 3 was announced, so I am incredibly hype about that. It's not going to come out for a while. The beta is slated to be fall of next year, but I am incredibly hype. Really underestimating how much I utterly despise understanding my enemy. Listen, just because you might not want to doesn't mean that, you know, like it's not valuable to do. Like in the same way that like the Punisher studies anatomy so that he can more effectively dismantle people. New Arknights game mode that won't be out for at least 7 months. That's something that might get me to break my no more live services rule. Drazov. Drazov, buddy. Drazov. I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your life, and I don't want to entice you. And I don't want to make you do something that's not healthy for you. And I want to make that perfectly clear. Full stop. My selfish desire to have people to play games with aside. I know that some models of play are not conducive for the healthy brain space and, you know, think meats of certain people. You should not play those games if you know that you, one, do not enjoy them, or two, enjoy them in ways that are not good for you. I say that to all of you. Like, don't do those things if you know that they're not good for you just because the silly squid man says, "Man, I sure wish that I had people to run around and hit people with sticks with." You are more important than any game. That said, to anyone who is uh cool with it, uh you can bet your sweet ass I am going to start a guild in Guild Wars 3 and we're gonna do some dumb shit. It wasn't an addiction thing, just wanted to play more of my many, many single player. That's fair. And that's also fair. And that's also a valid reason to not want to. And a valid reason to that I would not want to pressure somebody into realigning their priorities just because I would like to have nerds to run around or and hit things with sticks. But let me see if I can but consider Guild Wars 3. I go back to Destiny now that they're ending service. I might play this game now that it's dead. Let me see. Do they have? Did I actually get the picture off of that or not? I don't think I did. Um, Give me just 1 second. I'm gonna try and find a thing that I want to share with folks. Okay. Here we go. You go here. And now I can load this into my look at this thing. Ah, get down. Okay. So I wanna I'm gonna occupy your time to rant about my hyperfixation. You can't stop me. So I wanna talk about it and just say one, I love kind of like the little painterly quality and stuff like that. Two, it looks like we may have like not other, I mean, obviously Guild Wars 2 right now has non-human options and stuff like that. Guild Wars 3 is apparently going to be back in the timeline. So, it's going to take place over 1,000 years in the past from Guild Wars 1, which means that like this is going to take place in a country called Or, and is kind of like a portion that we have like lore about, but not a whole lot. This guy looks like he could be one of the bear people, the Lowland Coden, which I am incredibly hyped about ever since they introduced them. They have been something that I've been like, man, I would really, really love to play as this guy because he's neat. I can't imagine we're gonna get to play as Char still, which is a bit of a bummer. So I need my fix on big furry things to play as. Um, but I'm curious what other options they're gonna have. There's still so much that we don't know. Want to hear about my setting after I finish putting my face in the cat? Yeah, sure. Sounds good. Um, okay, and then there was another like good picture. Let me see if I can find that and throw it in here. I do like, they've got their little press kit and stuff like that with everything in it. They got some cool concept art. Let me get that concept art because that's the one that I think has some things that I'm curious about, and I think is the most pertinent to our discussion vis-a-vis Gunch. Okay, get you up here, get you in the right size. All right, there you go. So here we go. We got all this, which this is concept art. This is not like real actual in-game in-engine footage or anything like that, but it looks like to me, we've got a little bit of motion blur here, but it looks like Lowland Coda and Asura together is what it looks like to me, at least. So I am curious if that's the case. Because, I mean, like, it definitely seems that way. But I'm hesitant to, like, definitively say, yes, Asura will be in this. Or are they going to introduce a new little guy species that we get to play as? Either way, whether or not there are Asura, there will be a spiritual successor to Gunch that exists. So, you know, one way or another, we will be getting uh, Gunch the second. And who knows? Maybe someday I'll even go back and I'll play Guild Wars 1 via Guild Wars Reforged, and we can have Gunch the third in Guild Wars Reforged, uh, Gunch the minus second. No. See, we'll have Gunch. We'll have Gunch the second in Guild Wars 3. That's the earliest in the timeline. And then in Guild Wars 1, we'll have Gunch the third. Because time paradox. Size of guy will be the smallest. But yeah, I'm really excited. And I'm also excited because it definitely seems like the ArenaNet has tried very hard to be like, hey, we want to assure you we are not just we're not just going to completely scrap Guild Wars 2 right now. And honestly, I would really love to see. I don't know how much it will be practical. I would love to see simultaneous development for Guild Wars 1 through Guild Wars Reforged and have that classic, incredibly detail build oriented gameplay that you get in Guild Wars. I would love to have Guild Wars 2, which is a more moderate um, kind of feeling than that continues the story in that time frame. And I think it would be really cool if then they had Guild Wars 3, which is an updated, more modern MMO experience that fills in the timeline at that point. It would be so cool, in my mind, to have 3 points of the timeline being developed simultaneously. And I'm not expecting them to get the same amount of attention, but it would be cool. This is like when Zaphod Beeblebrox's great grandfather was Zaphod Beeblebrox the Fourth. Yeah, pretty much. Uh, Ever had a spicy beetroot? No, I have not. But I also don't like beets, so they taste like dirt. They are, I think, the one vegetable that I will absolutely hard pass on. Uh, Gunch the Third yelled like Lupin the Third. Gunch the Third. Also, Clickflint, let me get you your one of a kind, artisanal, bespoke, handcrafted, um, cadmium inlaid hello. Excuse me. Let's see. For you, since we did Gilbert Gottfried earlier, I'm trying to think of a good comedian to throw at you now. Um, let me find something. got okay. So here's a story. I was watching a stream, and there was a guy there. He was half man and half horse, and he said his name was Clickflint. And I said, "Whoa, you're half man, half horse." But then I thought about it, and then I realized he was not half man, half horse. He was half man and 3/4 horse. And I thought, huh, that man is more than 100% man. That's pretty weird. I hope that I did Mitch Hedberg justice there. All right. Oh, Naka, let me get you your one of a kind, artisanal, bespoke, handcrafted, and beryllium encrusted hello. For you, what's a good comedian to go with? Also, hey, Sally, I will get you your rights of Ia Fatagan in just one moment. I have to think of an appropriate comedian. Uh, okay, here we go. I got a good one. Hi, I'm Danny DeVito. You may remember me from such films as that one where I'm a lawyer. That's actually like really good and is probably one of the best crime movies you've ever seen. Did you know that the Legal Eagle guy watched that and said that it was with his favorite crime movie, his favorite legal drama? It's true. Look it up. Anyway, uh, I just wanted to say hello, and that's about it. Oh, except that then I just started blasting. Blah, blah, blah. Terpenes have the same dirt flavor, and it's a shame. I'm glad I chose this over the Shark Shot, which is brutally ginger based. It's good in the way murdering yourself is good. I don't know that that's good. I don't think that's good. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say murdering yourself. Not good. Sorry if that's controversial. All right, Sully. You have invoked the rights of Fatagan. You have summoned me from the void sea. You have called upon me in my essence and totality, and I ask you, what do you wish to know? It can be about me. I guess it can be about anything. I guess I'm kind of like. I mean, you don't have to ask. You could leave it to. You could leave it to chance, I guess. Really, this is kind of like a mix of like, can I get an IOU? My brain is kind of fried. Yeah, no problem, no problem. If at any point you think of something, or if you would rather have it be a command, the Vroth works in mysterious ways, so don't worry about it. Uh oh, that was Joe Pesci. You're right. Damn. I can't believe Danny DeVito just stolen Valard Joe Pesci. Damn, Danny DeVito, you fuck. Maybe it's what makes alcohol good. Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. Danny DeVito actually just stolen Valard fucking Joe Pesci in My Cousin Vinny. Um now we got to cancel him. Damn shame. I thought he was an ally. I thought he was cool. I really enjoyed him in Big Fish. Oh well, it definitely isn't me being an idiot. I'll tell you that. Uh, Speaking of me being an idiot, how about we play a children's game for babies? Let me pop over here, reticulate my splines. Oh god, I got that brain thing again. I'm sure it's nothing. Hold on, the window is inappropriately sized. I kind of love this music. Hopefully it's not absolutely too damn loud. It's a little fucking loud on my end, but I think I prematurely turned down the window capture. Yeah, so I'm just gonna turn down my there we go. Time travel. It's like Time Magazine. Magazines were things that people used to get to read. San Francisco, present day. The Acme Detective Agency. Wow, I don't know why it made two things there, but thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate that. I don't know why it had two things on there. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Read? Like a manga? And there she is. Going by Acme HQ again. Yeah, she really does just kind of flaunt it in our face all the time. Alright. Okay, just enough spaces. There we go. Oh, good to know that this totally legit copy is yeah. I got to ignore that. Downstretch down. It's one of our own people. Carmen's gang is stealing treasures from America's past. I hope you can stop them. Well, don't just stand there. Get your chrono skimmer time machine and get going. I have to look longingly at the Golden Gate Bridge. To Shartsparkus from the Chief. We've intercepted a Time Patrol crime alert. A time sweep has revealed that the Pony Express's first mailbag has been stolen from Missouri in 1860. An unidentified man was leaving the scene of the crime. The Federal Time Travel Commission has authorized 49 hours. What a weird amount of time. 49 hours of use of the Acme Chrono Skimmer to apprehend this criminal. The agency is counting on you to complete this mission. Prepare your Chrono Skimmer for a jump to the Midwest. The building of the first railroad across the Great Plains was an enormous undertaking. Thousands of laborers worked... hold on. I almost forgot. I didn't forget. This game specifically has only 31 followers on Twitch. Where in America's Past is Carmen Sandiego has 31 people who give a fuck about it. And we're giving them exactly what they want. Believe you me. Thousands of laborers worked to complete the railroad line in 1869. Nice. Ushering in a new period of growth for this region. Oh god, it's doing the thing. Abort. God. Not to dox myself, but I got to hear the old-timey steam whistle of Big Boy as it makes its round recently. It was quite whimsical. Excellent. Love it. A new period of growth, you say? Yeah, exactly. The language that is the foundation of all fundamental things in the universe. The building of the first railroad across the Great Plains. Okay, that's it. All right. Let's search. Let's ask a bystander. He had planned to travel to 1833 to visit Davy Crockett in his home state, which I think is Tennessee. Consult source. Rumor has it he left here to visit Josephine Amelia Perkins in a Kentucky jail to learn some tricks of her trade. Okay. Evidence. Alright, so we know it's a guy. Smooth jazz. Please pretend this message is really clever Time Warp reference. Done. You got it. That was a really clever Time Warp reference, Morgan, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see. Map. Okay, so it's going to be the South, and it's going to be 1833. I guess we should listen in, see what else there is. He's been invited to a presidential victory party for President-elect James K. Polk's home state. All right. Thank you. I've got two pelvises, and neither one of them is especially limber. Smallest category, following phase factory was 7. Trash, excuse me. In 1838, the federal government under Andrew Jackson forced Native Americans off their land and marched them to Oklahoma. This became known as the Trail of Tears, and is why Andrew Jackson should not be on our money and should be noted as a national disgrace. But, you know. What? What? A vile henchman. You must be on the right track. He planned to celebrate the adoption of women's suffrage in Colorado. Honestly, given that he destroyed the National Bank, it's kind of weird he's on the money. Yeah, I mean, there's numerous reasons that he shouldn't be on money. All right. Colorado, 1838. You got it, boss. Consult source. Spies tell us he planned to try to persuade Geronimo not to surrender in 1886. He's excited about being appointed Southwest coordinator for William McKinley's presidential campaign. What a weird... They should really invent presidentless money. They really should, honestly. Alright, what was it, 1886? Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, I mean, there is the 100, but, like, that's one out of every other piece of currency we have. And he's still a politician. Cowboys captured the imagination of America, but shepherding was also important in the Southwest during this period. Cattlemen and sheep farmers were at odds because cattle could not survive on land that had been grazed by sheep. That's true. That's a fact. Let's ask a bystander. What? Check your mail. He's on his way to San Francisco to testify at the trial of Patty Hearst. He has eyes the color of jade. Okay. Sources say he was going to the 1983 birthday party for a bird at the San Diego Zoo. Okay, so I think that we need to get less hints because we're burning through our time. I think we get the warrant information that we need from the mail messages. So I've been doing this wrong. Oops. You know what they say. I'm dumb. His eyes, the color of jade. Rare brown jade. Okay. Okay, this is a good bit, and I like this. Oh boy, it's time for the past's greatest villain, the Bureau of Land Management. During this period, traditional manufacturing declined and California's high-tech industry boomed. Companies in Silicon Valley were on the cutting edge of new computer technology, and I'm sure that nothing bad will come of it. I'm sure that there will be no unforeseen, unintended, nefarious consequences. I don't think that anything could go wrong here. I don't believe in foreshadowing. Bagoom. Don't pay attention to those dangerous distractions. Carmen's gang is trying to shake you off their trail. There's a bear. Don't let him scare you. Ah, dang. I don't think... We don't have a warrant, so... Yeah. Need a warrant. Ready for another case. Alright. I don't know what more we could have done. Maybe I do need to check every single one of those. Just intercepted Time Patrol. Time Sweep reveals that the city plans for Astoria have been stolen from Oregon. A bear during Pride? Okay. Authorized 44 hours for the Chrono Skimmer. Oh god, it's doing the thing again. Stop doing that. Why do you do this? Stop, please. What is your problem? There. Jesus. Alright. West Coast attracted a variety of settlers during this period. Russian fur traders built Fort Ross north of San Francisco in 1812. They left in 1842, 8 years before California became a state. I actually didn't know that. I have learned something today. Plan to visit the California setting of John Steinbeck's new novel, East of Eden. Sources say she's eager to see the ocean view from Seattle's new Space Needle. Space Needle was in the 50s, I think? She's gathering supplies to help the 1964 earthquake relief efforts. Eyes the color of marble. Well, okay, so we know. Gray eyes. Okay. Please, Vatagan, Speedle. Map. Alright, let's go. During this period, the nation extended its boundaries beyond the continental United States by granting the vast Alaskan Territory statehood. Originally purchased from Russia in 1867, the new state had valuable mineral resources and great natural beauty. We don't want to talk about the other state that we added because it was much more problematic. That man has a raccoon on his head. Vile henchman, I must be on the right track. He said she wanted to be there when Ponce de Leon sailed onto the southern coast. Her favorite athlete had played for the New York Yankees. Okay, so warrant, evidence, athlete, Babe Ruth, Jesse Owens. What a weird, like, way to identify a criminal. All right, I need their sex, I need their hair color, I need their eyes, and I also need to know who their favorite athlete is. So if you could let me know that. I'm just making sure that there's not any of these other ones that are Yankees, but I don't believe so. So Babe Ruth. This could genuinely be a good educational game if they just went all in on the horrors of Empire. I mean, so many things could, honestly, but, you know. Empire got an empire. With that said, we've got 3 minutes until ads, so I'm gonna run those now. Make sure to get up, get a stretch, get a sip, get a snack. Get the atlas that came, get the almanac that came with your copy of Where in America's Past is Carmen Sandiego, so that we can solve the case. Don't get advertised to. Critically analyze America's history. And I will see you in now 2 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. We'll see you then. Damn. I'm sorry to hear that, Clickflint. That sucks. Fun fact, the meat form that I sometimes use to traipse around in the Mirror Forest grew up in an area not too far from the creationist Ark Museum bullshit thing, and hated driving by it a lot. And also hates that, like, he has family that, like, suggested going to see it. Not great. But, you know. Oh god, it's doing the thing again. Why? Why are you like this? Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Understand. Applied for a job as a bricklayer at Monticello. $17.70. She thinks she can figure out the mystery of the disappearance of the Roanoke Island colony in North Carolina. My mom went there and called it inspiration. Oh, that, yep, I definitely have family who would say something like that. Yeah, the mystery. Wink. Okay. George Washington played a major role in deciding where a new capital city should be built. The site finally chosen was humid and swampy, but just a short distance from Mount Vernon, Washington's Virginia plantation. She was going to the opening of Madison Square Garden in New York. Her favorite animal looks like a wolf, but isn't. Alright. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Animal. Make sure that there's nothing else, but pretty sure it's going to be coyote. Alright, compute for me. Tippecanoe. We just can never know for sure. They found shellfish fossils on mountaintops, you know. Yeah, the kind of mountains that used to be seafloors. Please learn how fossils are dated, Sean. Okay. And I know you all are wondering, okay, what does Tippecanoe look like? What's Tippecanoe's deal? Well, that's something. Okay. God. Well. Okay. Thanks, game. God damn it. I thought that this would be safe. I thought this would be good. I should have known. Oh, Carmen Sandiego, you're gonna get me canceled. All right. Sources say they wanted to see Thomas Edison demonstrate New invention of the phonograph in New Jersey. Better learn to drive if she wants to cruise the first electric automobile around Boston. Okay. So we had Edison and the first automobile around Boston, which seems like it's going to be here. Time frame is going to be... Oh god, I got the brain thing again. Drawn like a retail worker who claims to have 1/16th not a local tribe at all. So they have a dream catch. So they make dream catchers for everybody, despite it being a closed practice of literally not the tribe, she said. And like, we're not babies, Samantha. That's who need dream catcher. I mean, yeah, there's a whole. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Automobile and Edison and the opening of Madison Square Garden. I want to say that it's around this time frame. I just... I'm trying to remember what, like, if it's right before before 1900 or right after. I feel like first automobile's right before. We're gonna try it. Worst that happens, I get it wrong, and we let a criminal go. But it should be, I should choose the right locality, which is the east. Okay, I think we're in the right time. I don't know for certain. Harnessing electricity during the period revolutionized industry in the Northeast and elsewhere. Thomas Edison and other inventors designed generators, streetlights, and lamps. Soon, electricity was powering factories. Whoa, those henchmen play tough. Play tough? Who says play tough? You play rough. All right, let's listen in. Tippecanoe, arresting agent Sharts Farkas, arrested and incarcerated. The plans for Astoria were returned to Oregon in 1811. Earned myself a promotion. I have one more clue to unravel. Using your copy of What Happened When to complete the following. On October 1st, 1908, the blank Model T Ford was introduced. All right. I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to cheat on this one. On October 1st, 1908, Model T Ford was introduced. I mean, I assume so. Let me just double check with Carmen Sandiego on my search. Uh Carmen Sandiego doesn't really help with that. But we'll see. Hey Weems, enjoy your sleep lurk or slurk as I like to call it. God damn it. God damn you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me check something. Oh, sorry about that. Good idea. Good idea. Let me try one more thing on my Google Foo. Um, where in America's past is Carmen Sandiego? 1908, section I. Uh, ah, mayhap a certain archive of the internet may have the resources what I need and desire. Who can say where the road goes? Only God knows. Nah, damn it, doesn't look like it. Man, you would think that this would not be as hard as it is. Oh, okay, okay. There is a walkthrough. There is a walkthrough. Okay. Nope. Doesn't have. God damn it. You would think that this would be easier to find, but you would be mistaken. Okay. It was bundled with What Happened When. An abridged version of the Dictionary of American Facts and Dates. Carmen Sandiego. What happened when? All right. It's got to be somewhere, right? Yeah, I would think it would be on the Game Facts too. It was not, which was wild to me. Like you would believe, right? But no, it's not. They lied to me. The book is apparently available for sale on Amazon, but I'm not gonna do that. Cause come on. Do. All right, I'm gonna give it one more shot. See what I got. Nope, not in there. Uh, okay. Book no. If it were a phone sex hotline, maybe. Package contents. Yeah, it's so obnoxious because it's just like, it's right there, and it's just like, uh, what happened when, and then let's go with 1908, section 3. Man, you would think that this would not be as hard as it is, but no, you get the weirdest shit. Just a bunch of like absolutely buck wild things. I mean, maybe because they named their book resource "What Happened When," which is like some of the most innocuous combination of things that you could put together for a title. Very low search engine optimization. Just gonna say it. Hmm. Okay. What about here? Nope. That doesn't help at all. All right. We're just going to guess it. The. Nope. Well, at least you get more. Oh, cool. That's the copyright protection. Because I failed 3 times, they blasted me to hell. What a fucking joke. Oh, fuck. Okay. Um, yeah, it's all right. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pop back over here and see if we can find something. We may have to default to something else entirely. Because, like, as much fun as it is to, like, have to do this over and over again. Let's see. What happened when Carmen Sandiego? Okay. And then does this have the thing with the stuff what I might need? No. No, it does not. Unfortunate. Disappointing. Sad, even. Oh, sorry. How about that? That better? Do. Yeah, I just think that this does not exist. Like as a thing that you could have access to in the modern day and age, which fucking sucks. Uh, oh. Okay, maybe. I may have a lead. I may have a lead. Okay. Okay. Uh, oh, hold on. I gotta see a man about a horse. Okay. What? Okay. How do I do that? I can't believe Futagi got Kojima in Carmen Sandiego. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay. I think I have it. Have what we need. Now it is going to be an absolute pain in the ball sack to do this, but we're gonna do it. It was 1908, right? Section 3. So I want to see what the answer would have been. So I gotta fucking fumble fuck my way through the most obtrusive. Let's see. Business, industry, education, philosophy, religion, science. The age of the skyscraper was dawning in Chicago. Architecture and engineers. It pioneered new technology and materials, especially the steel skeleton that would make the structure possible. It's New York, the first real skyscraper with flat iron. Do. The celebrated Model T Ford was introduced. Fuck your dad Carmen Sandiego. I am going to fucking take your father out on a date and romantically seduce him. Carmen Sandiego, you fuck. It determined you were Carmen Sandiego. I'm thinking about a world where the souls are laid to rest by ascending to particular realms belonging to individual gods. The problem is that there were a lot of them and did a whole Ragnarok thing. Now things are very chill in terms of the gods are left, but the ones who died left behind various realms that are now leaking their retired souls, which are not properly reincarnated. So instead, they're war. That's interesting. I like that. An adjective was the answer. That's scummy. Yes, I agree. And like not like a demonstrative, like clearly defined adjective, like a ha ha ha. Isn't this silly adjective? Anyway, here's Wonderwall. Let's do it again. This time we at least have the source that we need. I do love this song though. It's absolutely wonderful. Okay, we're gonna get to the game. All right. Meeting place of the Tennessee Valley Authority has been stolen from Alabama in 1933. What a weird thing to steal, right? Like, what a thing to steal. An unidentified woman has been seen leaving the scene of the crime. We got 52 hours. Don't fuck it up. We're going to the south. Not in my house. During this period, the U.S. mobilized for World War II. In the South, many people, black and white, moved from rural areas to cities in order to work in war-related industries. All right, so we already know they said she. Let's ask a bystander. She was bringing flashlights to the blacked out city of New York in July. Sources say she plans to sit in on Anwar Sadat's conference with President Carter in the White House. She couldn't wait to leave for Philadelphia to join the 200th anniversary of the celebrate the anniversary celebration of the Constitution. Okay. Take this time criminal to The Hague. The Vietnam conflict, which ended in 1975, divided Americans as no war since the Civil War had done. It wasn't until 1982 that a memorial to the Vietnam conflict dead was built in Washington, D.C. How is this person a member of Vile? I don't understand. She was going back to 1920 to post bail for Sacco and Vanzetti. Okay, that's a. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't think that that's. For... Okay. So, for folks that don't know, Nicola Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti were Italian immigrants and anarchists, controversially accused of murdering Alessandro Bernardelli and Frederick Parmentier, a guard and paymaster, during armed robbery of a shoe company in Massachusetts. And 7 years later, they were executed by electric chair. So, most historians consider their conviction unfair due to prejudice against immigrants and political radicals. So, yeah, our criminal is doing a frankly, like, undeniably good act right now. That's the thing, though. They were only accused of it. There was no proof. No, they were robbing the paymaster and stuff like that. So it was for money. All right, eyes the color of jade. Green eyes. Going to audition for the first Ziegfeld Follies. But if you ask me, she's not talented enough. I don't know what Ziegfeld Follies are. Did I do the consult sources? Rumors have it she's reporting on the women's suffrage movement in the eastern states. Eastern states, that'd be in the 1920s. During this period, immigrants from southern and eastern Europe arrived in large numbers and settled in cities of the Northeast. Previous immigration had been mostly from northern Europe. She was asked to write a story about the recent Battle of the Bulge for the Chicago Sun-Times. We know she has tickets to a Midwest showing of the new motion picture Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. She hopes to make a fortune in the 1941 selling of the new drug penicillin to Hoosier? Alright. She just loves this artist's photographs of Yosemite Valley. Artist. Yosemite Valley is Ansel Adams, right? Oh, why is it making such awful sounds? Oh, God. Don't like this. Midwest. We're just gonna launch because I. Okay. Oh God, that was awful. What the hell, game? Jesus Christ. Okay. Let me get back to. I can't believe Patagon did this on purpose. The Midwest was hard hit by Great Depression of the 1930s, but U.S. entry into World War II gave the economy a boost. Factories were soon humming again, producing materials for war. All right, let's go back to this so that I can actually. Yep, it was Ansel Adams, pretty sure. Let me try the warrant and see what we got. Compute. For Rhonda Lotta Miles. For Rhoda Lotta Miles. Sorry. Now, what fun and exciting caricature do you think we're going to get for Rhoda Lotta Miles? I'm curious. Okay. All right. We're good. Bike Messenger. Blonde bomber has green eyes, loves bald eagles, and idolizes tennis stars. Okay, I gotta see Shlomo replay. I gotta see it, and I'm scared. Hold my hand, chat, as we do this, please. Well, I don't know what I was expecting. It could be worse. Uh, okay. Ah, a bear. Stay calm. Don't let them scare you. Yeah, he's a big fan of J horror. This jailbird may fly. You've earned a promotion. You have one more clue to unravel. Let me make sure. I wouldn't want to fuck it up. Well done. You are now a tenderfoot. I feel bad arresting someone who comes to the door in a helmet. Are we ready for another case? We think we got it in us? All right. Revealed that Henry Clay and John Randolph's dueling pistols have been stolen from Virginia in 1826. Man, again, as somebody who grew up near that creation museum, people sure fucking love Henry Clay there. I'll tell you that. One of those like big historical figures that like no other geographic region would give a fuck about. but like because he's from there, they're like, oh well, like what you need to know is that he was the primary author of a lot of the legislation that kind of like, rather than forcing America to confront slavery at an earlier point, just made compromises to uh, give plantation owners and slave owners more of what they wanted, and protract it out until the only solution was armed conflict. So not actually a good dude. uh, Time sweep, yeah, okay. Yeah, he was the 3/5 compromise, dude. An unidentified woman was seen leaving the scene of the crime. Which, again, for historical context, because I know that there are some people that are not from America here, the 3/5 compromise was a political compromise that counted enslaved people uh, in the South, I believe specifically, as 3/4 of a person for representation purposes. Okay, gotcha. I wanted to make sure that I was making it clear since one, we are kind of playing a game that's ostensibly about learning history. And I don't want to say stuff that like people don't actually know what the hell we're talking about. Um, but yeah, I do think that it's also good to know that people are fucks. All right, we've got 52 hours on our Chrono skimmer. Let's do this. Cherokee who lived in the South, learned English, adopted Christianity, built towns, and farmed their land. Oh man, I'm already loving how this is. Their success alarmed Southern settlers who demanded the tribe's removal in 1838. Were forced to move to Oklahoma. Okay, I mean, that part at least is surprisingly like accurate in that like it is because of the like perceived conflict and inability to access resources that like white ass fucks were like, hey man, uh what if you forced them to move to a reservation across the fucking country? And Andrew Jackson being like, yeah, sure, I'm a horrible person, I'll do that. All right. All right, we know she and was on her way to the East Coast to find Thomas Edison's new mimeograph machine that could be used to counterfeit money. Say that she wanted to see Thomas Edison demonstrate his new invention, the phonograph, at his lab in New Jersey. Dying to shoot hoops with James Naismith at his school in Springfield, Massachusetts. Okay, so up there, and we said over on this side. So, excuse me. The same mimeograph machine he would later be used to standardize compulsory education testing to radically favor certain students. You say? I wonder who certain students could be. Thomas Edison's laboratory in Menlo Park, New Jersey, had a profound effect on American industry. The lab demonstrated the value of industrial research and development and inspired manufacturers to invest in labs of their own. Ask a bystander. I must be on the right track. Work with Jeannette Rankin's first congressional campaign in Montana. Canary-colored hair. What a weird way to describe someone's hair. She had hair the color of a canary and legs that went for days. Although she doesn't drink, she's planning on protesting prohibition in the city of Los Angeles. Blonde is fucking yellow. We've learned she's headed for California to catch the premiere of the movie The Great Train Robbery. Okay. The Great Train Robbery and Prohibition would be in that time frame. Because that'd be across World War I, but not into the Depression. At least I'm pretty sure. Let me... I'm trying to remember when was Prohibition. I guess really the Great Train Robbery is the real like key one, because the Great Train Robbery was like one of the first movies and like first westerns, and that was I want to say like 1900 to like 1910. We'll go with that. What's the worst that could happen, right? Oh God, we caused the Great San Francisco earthquake of 1906. Oh fuck. What did we do? Our hubris. Our pride. I left 250,000 people homeless. Those who could left the city. Thousands, with no place to go, lived in tents in city parks. Okay. I'm sorry. What's your deal? She was going to the dedication ceremony for the Empire State Building. Spies tell us she plans to steal the 10 gold medals won by the U.S. in the first Winter Olympics held in Lake Placid. Said she was going to meet the Hindenburg in 1936. And it's another Ansel Adams. Okay. What do you got for me? Insufficient data. Laverne onions. All right, time for your Brant Storm. If I were granted one of these timed machines, then I, Brant Storm, gentleman thief, would steal the primordial ooze we all gestated from. It's the perfect crime. Oh, I already did that one. Oops. Okay, Hindenburg. Franklin Roosevelt was President of the United States from 1933 to 1945. His optimistic attitude, along with his social policies, helped pull the nation out of the despair of the Great Depression. Oh, God. What's she doing? Drop that bird. Wanted to witness the launching of the Monitor at Greenpoint, Long Island. So that's Civil War, because Monitor and Merrimack. Rumor has it she plans to fight at the Battle of Gettysburg, Washington, D.C., to help Walt Whitman with his nursing duties. Okay. Okay, so it said Long Island, and then it said Whitman. What was the middle one? I don't remember what the middle one was, and we're running low on time. Gettysburg. Then maybe it should be the South. No, because... Wait, Gettysburg is, in Pennsylvania, so that would still be the East. On this map, I mean. Okay. Sophisticated Northeasterners thought Abraham Lincoln of Illinois was something of a country bumpkin. Few could imagine that Lincoln would come to be known as the most eloquent American president. One of the most eloquent American presidents. Damn it, we don't have a warrant. And of all the other ones, I knew that we didn't have the warrant. I was hoping they would give us one more clue, but they didn't. So I was like, maybe there's one more clue that we can get, but they never gave it to us. Fuckers. Fine. Fine. We'll do it again. I don't even care. He's counting on you to complete this mission. We're jumping to the east. During this period, the nation came to grips with the Vietnam conflict, which ended in 1975 after 10 years of fighting. A memorial to the U.S. soldiers who died in Vietnam was erected in Washington, D.C. in 1982. I wanted to see boxer Sugar Ray Robinson fight in the historic 1958 match. His favorite athlete was originally named Cassius Clay, also known as Muhammad Ali. Athlete Muhammad Ali. Now, our informants say that he was headed to 1956 to report on the troubles of the newspaper, the Daily Worker. Uh, wouldn't know. He'd want to. Wouldn't you know? He wanted to parachute off the St. Louis Gateway Arch during the dedication ceremony. Okay. And that is. They said 1956. In the South. Let's go. Martin Luther King Jr. advocated ending racial discrimination in the South and elsewhere by nonviolent means. Eventually, he extended his campaign to include opposition to the Vietnam conflict and effort to help poor folks of all races. All right. We're going to go to our ads. I'm going to get up, use the tiny cosmic horrors room. Make sure that you get up, get a stretch, get a snack, get a sip, get summarily educated on American history. And I will see you in 3 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Yes, nonviolent and communist means. Let's get back to the game, though. Ask bystander. Damn it. Inspired by the P-38 fighter planes. Yep. There we go. Back on track. Everything's fine. Appointed Midwest coordinator for Franklin Delano Roosevelt's third presidential term. Midwest showing of the new motion picture Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Told him it doesn't matter what he wore to the party in Cleveland celebrating VJ Day. Graphite colored hair. Okay. Come on now. I'm assuming when you say graphite colored hair, you mean black. But that's dumb. And it's slow-mo replay. Right, Midwest. Let's go. The Great Depression of the 1930s stimulated the growth of labor unions. In the Midwest, major battles were won by unions in the steel and auto industries. God, imagine if we could do that again. Yeah, the Wobblies. To Virginia City, Nevada, to advise Samuel Longhorn Clemens to change his name. I wonder who Samuel Longhorn Clemens could be. Anybody have any ideas? As we say, he's headed to a region popularized by Erastus Beadle's dime novels. We better take a sweater if we want to visit the first lighthouse on the Pacific coast in 1855. Said his favorite painter, but we don't really care. We've already got a thing. Advise him to change to Samuel Shorthorn Clemens. Fucking got him. Yeah, there you go. Oh shit, what was the date? Fuck, I blanked out. Fuck. Ah, fuck. I got distracted by Samuel Shorthorn Clemens. I don't remember what the date was. Oh, and now I've got that tingling in the back of my brain. 1855. Okay. Starting in 1859, Butterfield's Overland Mail provided mail delivery between the East and West Coast. Its 6-horse stagecoaches took 25 days to reach San Francisco from St. Louis. Fair enough, I suppose. Wanted to ask people of Florida what they thought about the recent invasion of Grenada. No, he'll probably get stranded in North Carolina due to Hurricane Gloria. Like to watch his pet curl up into a ball. You know what? Let's double check this. We got Shlomo Replay was the one that we got. Some of these things aren't things that are on there, so I'm concerned. Let's double check ourselves, shall we? Animal. Armadillo. Casey Ross. Casey Ross. God damn it. Alright. Blue-eyed fan of Cassius Clay and armadillos. Okay, it's gotta be Casey Ra. Hurricane Gloria. Okay. So, gonna be in North Carolina, so that's gonna be here. And Gloria was during my lifetime-ish. I think it was actually a little bit before. I mean, before, I started really hanging out in the Mirror Forest, so. But, like, not too long before, so I'm pretty sure it's in that range. During the period, space shuttle flight launched in Cape Kennedy. Flight became almost routine. Major setback occurred when Shuttle Challenger, carrying a crew of 7, exploded shortly after liftoff. Doodle-doo. It's the vulture from the beginning of Return to Zork. So apparently graphite colored hair is gray, not black. Also, is that guy supposed to be like a knockoff of Casey Kasem? Because he's a DJ, and his name is Casey Ra Sarah. Acme succeeds again. You'll need to solve 4 more cases before your next promotion. All right. What are we thinking? We want to do another, or we want to pivot to something else? I leave it to the people. I am the champion of the people. No matter what they say. I had a feeling they meant pencil gray because, I don't know, this game just seems like it would. We could... I don't have them installed yet. We could try a different Carmen Sandiego game, but I'd have to finagle it a little bit if we wanted. It's up to y'all. I am at your disposal because we have actual time, and then we have what I'm pretty sure is the version that I used to play. I do not have Fortnite. I cannot hit the gritty. And I'm so poor. All I can afford is Three Night Battle Royale. Where in Fortnite is Carmen Sandiego? Good question. Great question. Next question. Uh, but yeah, let me check and see which ones I got. I have where in the USA is Carmen Sandiego? The geographic one. And where in time? And then I have Where in the World, but it's like the older version of it, so it has like less polished graphics, but I think that's the one that I remember playing. So, of those, first person to call it gets it. Which one should we do? Or should we do another round of this? But I think we've kind of maybe kind of exhausted what the Eagle Eye Detectives. Not one of the options. In fact, now you have to go to jail. Turbo jail. Let's see. I'm gonna open this up over here, in there. Open that. Yeah, okay. Let me add that to defend. Open you up. Open your eyes. Look up to the skies and see. Oh, damn it. I goofed. I goofed. I didn't click a button when I should have clicked a button. I'm a fool. I'm a fool ass man. Uh. Okay. I think it's this one. Edit there. Graphics. Do not start in full screen. Render with OpenGL. Set resolution to stunned. And bam. Nice Dinotopia reference. Is there a map to Turbo Jail? No, unfortunately not. There's only pain. Yes, this is the one from my childhood. Detective at keyboard. Identify yourself. Instructions unclear. I got lost on the way to Turbo Jail and ended up in Super Commune. Our life on the 8th side ain't what it used to be. You've been identified, Shard Sparkus. Your current rank is rookie. Flash. National treasure stolen from Sydney. Look, before I commence any further, we should change our classification to... Okay, done. Identified as the chandelier from the Opera House in Sydney. Male suspect reported at the scene of the crime. Your assignment? Track the thief from Sydney to his hideout and arrest him. You must apprehend the thief by Sunday, 5 p.m. Good luck, rookie Sharts Farkas. Can't believe Interpol doesn't have any record of checks notes. Sharts Farkas. Sydney has a population of more than 3.3 million people, is Australia's largest city. A well-known site in Sydney is the Sydney's distinctly designed Opera House. Nope, that's not what I want. All right. Let's check out the sports club. The person you're looking for was here, and he said he wanted to climb Mount Carthala. He was carrying a helmet. Okay, so he's got a helmet, which I'm assuming probably means rides a motorcycle. This is 100% the one I remember too. Yeah, definitely. Male, vehicle, motorcycle. Wait. All I needed. All I'm sorry. All I needed to identify a criminal for a warrant. Yeah, we have swapped over from the American one to the classic Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. The only man who does motorbike crime. Fucking Minority Report ass precog criminal identification. I saw the person you were looking for, and he left in a catamaran flying a green and white flag. So, green and white flag. And Mount Carthala. This was made into a show because of the popularity of the children's educational software. Left in a vehicle flying. Okay, yeah. Mount Carthala. So it's going to be one of these places. I know it's not going to be Rio de Janeiro because that's a green and yellow flag. Well, green, yellow, and like a little bit of blue. Budapest. Don't think. Uh, Now it's time for my American geography skills to come into play. If I had to guess, I would say Singapore, but I don't really remember what Singapore's flag looks like. So now it's time. No, Singapore is white and red. Okay. So it is Moroni. I have never heard of this place before, but now I know. Comoros. Okay, their flag does not just have green and white on it anymore. So I'm curious if that has changed in like the time since this game came out, which would be interesting. Uh, but yeah. Okay, yes. Originally it was just a green and white flag. Now it is a green and white flag that also has yellow, white, red, and blue. Uh, the Union of Comoros. And yeah, now I know. The chief industry of Comoros is perfume made from plants grown on the islands. Look at that little fuck. Look at him fucking shuffling around. That sassy little bitch. A vile henchman, you must be on the right track.
A suspicious person was here, and he said he planned to search for a lost Aztec city. He had a fancy ring on.
Just to make sure. Gotta do my due diligence.
I saw the person you're looking for, and he checked out all the books on Toltec art.
Alright, it's Mexico City. I don't know why I'm wasting time. It's Mexico City. We know it's Mexico City. We have a warrant already. We don't need to keep. Before its colonization by Spain, Mexico was the site of the advanced Indian civilizations of the Maya, the Toltec, and the Aztec. Okay. Sport Club. Look at him. Look at him shimmy. Look at him go.
My sources tell me he asked about punting on the Thames.
I saw the person you're looking for, and he left in a plane with a red, white, and blue flag on its wings. He said he didn't like seafood. Okay. Well, we'll depart for London because that is where the Thames is. London has a population of more than 6.5 million. It's its largest city of the United Kingdom. One of the many landmarks is Big Ben Clock Tower. Look at him! Look at him go! I want that as like a gift that I can make go across the screen.
All I know is that he was buying copper stocks. He had a fancy ring on. Oh my.
All I know is that he asked for a book about the geology of the Andes.
Andes nuts.
Got him. Let's go to Lima, Peru. Peru, once the center of the mighty Incan Empire, is a rugged land dominated by the Andes Mountains. Forests and jungles cover half of its land area. I have to say, I love the landscapes and stuff that they put in here. It really, there's something about this style that I really love. I'm dead.
All I know is that something suspicious is going on in town.
There goes the suspect. Just shoot him in the back right now. Claim that he resisted arrest. I gotta say, like, maybe it's just me. Maybe this is rose colored glasses. Maybe this is nostalgia, but I feel like this one just has more flair to it, you know? It's got more personality than some of the other ones. Maybe the first one that we played, not today, but like ever, was pretty fun. But like it didn't have like the flag questions, which granted kind of can lead you to some false positives with how flags of certain countries have changed. But I think that this is my favorite version of the game. Nick Brunch had the loot, the chandelier from the Opera House, which will be returned to the grateful residents of Sydney. We here at Interpol thank you for your good work on this case. Good job, Charts Farkas. You've earned a promotion. Before you are promoted, you have one more clue to unravel. Use the World Almanac and Fact Book to help fill in the missing word in the following sentence. Blank Lake is the deepest lake in the United States. That would be Crater Lake. Your new rank is Sleuth. 4 more cases until your next promotion. Are we ready to go for another round? Are we ready to solve crimes? Are we ready to kick ass, take names, and chew bubblegum, and we're all out of bubblegum? Let's do it. We gotta get that promotion. How else am I gonna afford my mortgage? Newsflash. National treasure stolen from Rome. The treasure has been identified as the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Male suspect reported at the scene of the crime. Your assignment? Track the thief from Rome to his hideout and arrest him. You must apprehend the thief by Sunday at 5 p.m. Good luck, Sharts Farkas. The person you're looking for said he wanted, was here and said he wanted to photograph Mount Titano at daybreak. Mount Titano. I want to say that maybe San Marino? But I don't know. I don't know where Mount Titano is. It is the highest point in San Marino. I mean, they stole from the Catholic Church. How much of a villain can they be? They're stealing art history from all of us, Jesse. Come on. All right, we got to keep looking until we get. All right, it's San Marino. San Marino, located on the slopes of Mount Titano, is the capital and only city in the Republic of San Marino, a tiny nation completely surrounded by Italy. Look at this goober. I must be on the right track. Heard he wanted to ski on Mount Fuji. I like the ring he had on. Okay, so we got a ring. And it's a guy. Obviously, I know where Mount Fuji is, but I gotta get more details on. Emperor Jimmu Palace. Okay, nothing to see here, folks. Let's go to Tokyo. Tokyo, the capital of Japan, is overlooked by Mount Fuji, one of Japan's most famous sights. Oh, look at him creep. His entire torso doesn't move a single bit while his legs do. He didn't like seafood. He was studying an English dictionary. He was doing research on the economics of rubber plantations. A flag with a red and white flag. Okay. Red and white flag, English, rubber plantation. I mean, the red and white flag fits for Canada, but I don't know that Canada has many rubber plantations. It's not San Marino. Singapore. Has a red and white flag, as we previously discussed. But and I feel like would be more likely to have rubber plantations, but I I feel like I gotta go with Singapore on this. Because I just feel like, whereas English might be a language that is spoken in both Singapore and Montreal, I feel like you're not going to find rubber production in Montreal, you know? You don't you go there for maple syrup. You don't tap a tree to get a tire. And then Kigali is in which country? That one I don't actually remember. Oh, I do remember because I remember that I constantly forget. It's the capital of fucking Rwanda. I know that. Why can I never remember that? And Rwanda does not have a red and white flag. So I'm going to go Singapore. Final answer. The Quebecois, they love their rubber tires. Hooray! We did it. We're smart. He had black hair. Changed his money to pounds. Male. Black hair. And he had a ring. Is it literally the same man? God, we're literally arresting the same man twice. What kind of recidivist bullshit is this? Sources tell me he wanted to solve the riddle of the Sphinx. Okay. Cairo it is. That one definitely made it easier. Cairo, located at the mouth of the Nile River, is the largest city in Africa. Nick Brunch's lawyer is going to file a harassment suit against Shartsmarcus. Okay, hotel. Sources tell me he asked about the exchange rate for francs. I mean, Paris seems the obvious answer. The science of winemaking. Okay, yeah. Let's go to Paris. Which they don't use francs anymore. Fool. Its wide, fertile plains, France produces more food than any other country in Western Europe. Damn, somebody trying to murder us. The only thing I can tell you is to watch your step. The word is out. You're getting too close, gumshoe. I wonder who it could be. There goes the suspect. He's so much taller than us. Thanks to your help, the Rome police have apprehended Nick Brunch. Nick Brunch had the loot, the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, which will be returned to the grateful citizens of Rome. We here at Interpol thank you for your good work on this case. Your success has been noted in your record. 3 more cases until your next promotion. All right. I think I'm going to call it there. So we're going to hop over here. I'm going to close out of this. Game's going to hopefully close. Going to close. Going to close. I'll help it along. And yeah. Well, aside from sonically assaulting everybody with that one bit, which I apologize about, I had fun. And I hope that you did too. Let's see. But I do think that the second one is better. I do think that the classic Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego is better. And that I frankly think that despite the limited amount of criminals to select from and how we keep getting Nick Brunch, that the presentation and questioning in the earlier game is better than the enhanced edition. That's just me. Maybe it's a little bit of nostalgia, maybe it's a little bit of member berries, but like I think that it's better. So we'll probably come back to it, honestly. I think that this could just kind of be a fun thing that we do where like if we want something silly to play to fill time, maybe we just play a quick bit of uh Carmen Sandiego. The art overall is better in that one that you were just playing. And yeah, I think it is better mechanically as well. It feels more like you have a chance to actually get it wrong, but not in like I'm asking you complete bullshit questions. But I digress. Let's see who we have that we can raid into. Uh okay. I think we can head over. Here we go. I think this could be a good one. Okay. All right. Okay. Feel free to put whatever emotes you want for the raid message. We're gonna head over here. I want to thank everybody for coming, for hanging out. Next up Wednesday, we've got more Gunch. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good time. You all are wonderful. You're amazing. You're incredible. And I am so glad that you choose to waste your time here with me. All right. I'll catch you Wednesday. Take care of yourself. Keep being awesome, okay? Bye.